Hey, Jen Frost here. Are you ready for a social media strategy system that is going to help you make the impact that you deserve, that your people need, and get you the money so that you can have that freedom lifestyle that you have been striving for and working so hard for and dreaming about? And in this system, it's a very simple 3-step system. I'm going to lay out the steps that you need to take to turn that dream into a reality. And if you haven't already, I already have posted part 1 of this, which the clarify step. So make sure you go back and watch that video, and then you can come back and then watch this one. So first thing, if you haven't already, please subscribe so that you can get all these amazing tips on how to use social media to start your business, how to start your business online, and other cool marketing tips and other cool online business tips that I'd love to share with you guys. So make sure you subscribe to this, and then quickly summarize the CEO system. So there's 3 pieces to the CEO system. The first one being clarifying who you're going to help and what you're going to help them with. And I'm not going to get into it here because I did a whole other video on that. And like I said, if you haven't watched that, definitely go back and watch that. Even if you think you know who you're talking to, I still recommend you watch it and really start over, answer the questions, think about it so that you know that you're going to be able to step into the next phase, which is engaging with those people. This is how you are going to make your money. This is how you're going to make your connections. This is how you're going to make all the leads. And it all comes back to engaging with people online. Okay, so that's going to be what we're going to talk about tonight, the E of the CEO system. And then tomorrow, or in the next video next week, I will be talking about the offer. And in the offer, I'm going to talk about what makes a good offer and also why people aren't buying from you. And in that video, I'm going to reveal what that is so that you can avoid it, so that you can make the sales that you want to make, right? Because imagine if you could have all of these leads like continuously coming into your business and you didn't have to worry about where they were coming from. And you knew confidently that not only did you have leads, but that most of them were actually people that were going to buy from you. How amazing would that be, right? So that's what I want for you, and that's what this is all about tonight. This is about getting those leads. Now that you know who you're talking to, what you're going to sell them, let's find ways for you to engage with these people so that you can build that authority and become an influence in your market and start to make some money. Okay, so real quick, I want to give you a statistic. The statistic is 50% of leads are qualified but aren't immediately ready to buy something from you. So this is an interesting statistic because when you are getting these people into your world, right? When you finally connect with these people that didn't know you from Adam not too long ago, the first thing you want to do is you want them to buy, right? You're like, okay, let's do this. Come buy from me. I have something that can help you. But they still haven't gotten to know, like, and trust you very well. And if you don't have that kind of a dynamic with them, it's going to be very hard to make that sale. And statistically, they say, if you had 100 leads, 50% of them, so 50 of them are coming to your ecosphere, whatever you want to call it, your community, and they're not going to buy from you right away. They're not ready, but they're interested, they're learning, they're getting to know you, right? 25% of those people are never going to buy from you, ever. So don't worry about that. It's okay. You need to have the numbers, you have to have the statistics to be able to get to that point. And then there are 25% that could potentially be your ready to buy now buyer, but you need to make sure that you are connecting with the right people so that you can get that kind of a statistic. The other thing is that I don't care how many leads you bring into your world. If you are not connecting with these people on a human level, you're not going to be able to sell to them, right? And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but this is not about you. This is about them. So when you are engaging with them, if all you're doing is telling them over and over and over again about, why this is great for you and all your experiences, but you're never able to take that and flip it into something that they can relate to, it's going to be very hard for them to buy from you. Because all they're going to see is someone that is showing up and talking about themselves, right? So as you're doing this, it's really important that you engage with them and you want to learn about them and you want to hear what they have to say so that they can become part of that community, so that they can know that you actually do care and that you do want to help them. And that you're not just somebody, some big ego out there that's just spouting off at the mouth about all these great things that they've done, but never actually taking the time to get to know the people that are in your community. So make sure with everything that you do that you're thinking about it from the perspective of what's in it for them, right? They're coming at this from a perspective of what's in it for me. It's your turn to make sure that you're thinking about your customer and about what they need. And if you did day one of this 3-day series, then you will understand that better. You will have that clarity. You will know what they need so that you're able to make sure that you show up for them correctly. So that leads me to my next point, and that is if you are going to follow the system, the CEO system, you need to actually engage with people. This is not just a magical thing that people are going to just buy from you, right? You are going to need to show up for yourself and for your potential clients. And you are going to need to do this consistently. That is what is key to this whole thing. Now, I'm not saying that you need to show up for 5, 10, 12 hours a day online, but if you're going to have a social media strategy, part of that is included in that is knowing how often you're going to show up for yourself and for your clients online. And right now, I'd like you to write that down. Tell me, how long are you planning on showing up? Are you going to show up every single day and make a new post? Are you going to, or is that like way too overwhelming for you? Maybe it's easier if you just say, I'm going to do it 3 or 4 times a week. I don't care. If you are, that's where you're at right now in your journey, you're still going to get there and you are exactly where you need to be. But whatever you commit to, you've got to do. Because if not, your customer and your clients, they're not going to know what to expect from you. And it's very hard to trust someone when you don't know what to expect from them. So make sure that you show up consistently. And I see this happen so often that we don't show up because we're afraid of something. Tell me if you've ever heard of the imposter syndrome. I mean, that is a real thing, right? Where all of a sudden you have this idea, you're so excited, you're going to get out there, you're going to do all these things, and then you just somehow you look back, a week has passed and you haven't done a thing. You haven't shown up. And the reason you haven't shown up is because you were afraid of what someone was going to say. Maybe you weren't confident in your message, or maybe it was a new thing. Maybe you got a little bit vulnerable online this time and you're afraid of how they're going to judge you. Or, maybe you have people on Facebook that are your friends from forever ago, right? That you've known for a long time. And they don't really understand why you've started this online business, why you're doing all this stuff. So rather than showing up and sharing and helping the people that need you, you keep yourself held back because of all the other people out there. And here's the deal. If you have something to offer, you have a responsibility to show up and help those people. And I have an amazing Brené Brown quote that I want to share with you today. And that is, if you aren't in the getting your ass kicked, I am not interested in your feedback. When I was able to wrap my head around that, and I was able to go from being that person that literally had to cover my eyes to hit post when I was going to post something, to knowing that the people that are there to support me and that need my help are going to be there, and they're the ones that I'm showing up for, not everybody else, that's when everything changed for me. That's when I was able to put out these posts and get, massive engagement and increase my leads. And I'll show you some examples. Once I was able to wrap my head around this and start showing up for the people that needed me, I started seeing amazing results. And I'm just going to show you a couple of those results really quick right now. But these are some of the different posts that I was able to do. I had over 45 replies on one post. I had over 450 comments on another one, over 200 on another, all because I got out of my own way and I started showing up. And you can do that too. Once you know who you're talking to, how you can help them, and then you find the right places to engage with these people, which we're going to talk about in a minute, it is completely possible to get that many leads just off of one post. So get out of your own way, get out of your own head, and start showing up for the people that need you, okay? So now, how do you do that? What are you supposed to say? How are you going to say it? How do you get these people to engage with you? Well, first of all, you have to find them. And this is why I love Facebook. I love Facebook because on Facebook, you have the ability to connect with the exact right people because they have these magical things called groups. And I personally don't have my own group. I personally love to engage with people in other groups, and then I take them on a journey from the group to becoming friends with me on Facebook, and then from there posting on my wall and providing value over there. And that is the strategy I recommend especially when you're first starting out. And I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time, and I used to have a group many, many years ago, and I just found it was too much work for me to maintain it. So instead I like to connect with other people in other groups. So how do you do that? Well, the first thing you need to do is find the groups. And that is simply done by going to Facebook and searching for what it is that you want to help with. And I want you to remember, when you're going into these groups, if there are some groups that the only person that's allowed to post is the moderator, right? And if just leave those groups behind. Those are not where you're going to be able to you're not going to be able to connect with people. That's basically just a podium for the group owner to be able to spout whatever message they want. And good on them. That's great for them. But that's not what you need. You need a group that's about a community where people are helping each other. And when you're able to find those groups, that's when you can show up and do just that. Because here's the deal. When you lead with value and you are able to help people solve a problem and not be asking for money in return, it's going to make it an awful lot easier for them to connect with you and be able to want to work with you in the future. Remember, 50% of the leads you get are not ready to work with you right now. So don't worry about it. You don't need the sale tomorrow. This is going to be something that you're going to do over time to build that community and get people to engage. So when you go into these groups, you're going to connect with people and you're going to follow all the rules of the group, but you're going to give them, if they ask a question, offer them a solution. If you're able to promote some sort of a freebie, come up with something amazing that will help them and will solve that pain point for them. Because when you can do that, you're able to then connect with them on your own level rather than just in the group. But the group is not where you sell. The group is where you find people that you can connect with in an authentic way. Remember, social media is still social. This is not about sending a bunch of friend requests and then spamming their direct messages. Do not do that. But I do recommend that anybody, when you start getting in there and you start engaging with these people and they are liking your posts and they are commenting, start sending friend requests. You can have up to 5,000 friends on your personal Facebook profile. So that is a great place to be able to engage with these people. And that is a huge part of the social media strategy. So I want to share a few different types of posts that you can use when you're in these groups. So the first one is demonstrating results. This could be something as simple as sharing a win that you or one of your clients has had. When you demonstrate results, and you not only just share the result, but you say, hey, I'm super excited to tell you about the time that my client did this, and this is how she did it. You're providing value, but you're also getting some interest, right? I mean, you're starting to get people intrigued about how you or your client were able to get those results, and then if they're interested in that, they're going to want to know more. And because of that, they're going to follow you and they're going to ask more questions. So first one is demonstrating results. Second thing is removing pain. And I have had major success with this. And I have a social media prompt calendar with 6 months worth of social media posts, social media prompts that you can use to be able to show up and do this on a regular basis. If anybody wants it, there is a link here on the YouTube channel for it. So make sure that you just request it and then you can have it. And that is my gift to you. Happy to help you on your journey. But the reason I've been so successful with it is because I know that my ideal clients, people that are wanting to increase their sales and make more leads online, get really stuck with what it is that they're going to talk about. That is a huge pain point for people that I help, right? So me being able to provide something of value is a great way to get somebody into my network, whether it's on my email list, or if you don't have an email list, that's totally fine. If they are interested in it, you can send it to them through private messenger and then connect with them on your wall, like I said. So that's another really important thing to do, is find a way to remove their pain. Give them a tool, give them a resource, give them something that is going to make their life. And they're going to remember you and they're going to appreciate that. And you're going to be able to, when you're ready in the third step of the CEO system, you're going to be able to make an offer. And we'll get to that in the next video, but As you're thinking about how you're going to engage with them, keep in mind that it's really important that you are, showing them results. You are giving them something that's going to take away the pain. Another thing you can do is educate them on a subject. Give them information that they may or may not know about what it is that you do that is going to help make their life better, right? And help them to understand what you do more, so that when you're doing this, if they were in that 50% of people not ready to buy, they'll start to move up the line to where they are more interested, they have more information, and then when you are ready to make the offer, they're ready to buy from you. And finally, share how it's benefited your life. This could be, oftentimes we are a former version of ourselves is our ideal client. So if that is you and what you're doing, speak to how you found the solution to your problem and how that now has made your life better, right? For me, this was a really big problem. I did not know how to get these clients. I knew that I could help so many people. And when I first started working online, I was doing life coaching. I had no idea where to find these people, how to engage them and all that. But once I started to implement this, I started to grow my network and I started to be able to book out my group programs and my one-on-one coaching. And I've done the same thing now that I've started doing business coaching with this exact strategy that I'm talking about today. So go out there, start connecting with people, start providing the value, start to demonstrate those results, start to take away that pain, educate them, and also show them what their life could be like later. Because if you did watch the first video, you understand that the most important thing that they're going to do is they're going to buy based on the transformation that you are going to be able to provide. Okay, so make sure you do that. Then once you are providing this value in the groups, you're also providing it on your wall, right? So you, as they like and comment on your stuff, you send friend requests. And here's the deal. The cool thing about Facebook is that if you send a friend request, they get to decide if they want to accept it or not. And so don't worry about that. If they don't want to engage with you, they don't have to accept the friend request. But if they do want to engage with you, then you've made it a lot easier for them to do it. And that takes me to one of the most important things that you can do to help have success with and that is to optimize your Facebook profile. The reason that this is so important is because when you send that friend request, what's the first thing you do if you get a friend request? I guess let me start with that. When you get a friend request, think about the first thing that you do. You go to their profile. You go check out their picture. You go see what they've been posting about. And if it's something that resonates with you, then you accept the request. And if it doesn't, then you don't. So if you don't have an optimized profile that shows them all of the different steps that they, all of the transformation that you can provide and how they can work with you and what it is you have to offer and providing value on that transformation, then they don't have a reason to accept that friend request. But if you do provide that, then you are going to be able to make their decision a lot easier in them accepting your friend request. And I actually have a whole video on how to optimize your profile, so I'll link that in the comments below as well. And I'm going to be doing a video about how to optimize your profile, so definitely keep an eye out for that as well. So, okay. So once you have educated them on everything and they are now on your personal profile, you're going to continue to provide value over there. But in addition to doing that, there's two other things you need to do for your strategy. And that is, one, like I said before, this is a social platform. So not only do I want you to be posting on your wall, but I also want you to be going and connecting with these people on their wall. Just take a few minutes in the morning and scroll through your feed, scroll through your friend list, go find people you haven't engaged with lately that you want to increase the engagement with, and just comment on their posts. Be genuine. Appreciate what they're doing in their lives. Support them, whatever it is, depending on what it is that they've posted. Do at least 3 words, 3 to 5 words is really good. You don't want to just be like, hey, or like just an emoji or whatever. You want to make it a genuine connection. The more you can do that, the more likely they are to see the post that you make, because now Facebook sees that connection between both of you, right? You comment on their stuff, they're probably going to comment back. Now they're more likely to see your posts. So make sure you do not miss that step. And then finally, one of the things that is very important, once you start to do this on a regular basis and you get up to around 3,000 or 4,000 friends, is to remove the people that aren't engaging with your posts, because the people that aren't engaging with your post are also keeping other people from seeing your stuff. Because what Facebook will do is you make a post, you provide all this awesome value, and you are like, yes, I finally have a couple thousand people on my Facebook page. Well, look at all these people that are going to see my stuff. Well, guess what? They're not all seeing your stuff. When you post something, Facebook shows it to a select group of people that you have been engaging with and that have liked your stuff in the past. And if they don't like it or they don't engage with it, Facebook doesn't think it's interesting, and unless people are going to see it going forward. So if you have a bunch of people that aren't active with you on your Facebook profile and you're not active with them, then your post is going to go unseen. So make sure that in addition to adding people, once you get up to a couple thousand, you're also removing them from your profile. There's a really cool tool you can use. It's called Multiple Tools for Facebook. There's a lot of them out there, but that's a simple one you can use. It's very inexpensive. And you go on there, it will give you all your stats about who's been engaging with you, when they most recently engaged, and as people just continue to not engage, remove them. Just word of warning, anything you do on Facebook, you need to do very carefully, because whenever you do anything over and over and over again, like quickly removing a lot of friends or even quickly adding a lot of friends, Facebook thinks that you're a bot, and Facebook doesn't like bots. So then it will give you some warnings about slowing down on what you're doing, or whatever, but then you could get blocked, right? You could be put in a timeout, and then you're not going to be able to post or comment or add friends or remove people for a certain amount of time. So make sure you do everything in moderation and just pace out the timing that you do it, okay? So that pretty much sums it up. I'm gonna just pop up this screen real quick so that you can see the important steps in one place. One, we talked about it actually at the end, but the first thing you wanna do is optimize that profile. Find groups and influencers, post and comment in there, connect with the right people, disconnect from the wrong ones, and provide value. And as I said at the beginning of this, you get to decide how often you're going to show up, but you've got to show up consistently. And that is the most important part of your social media strategy, is connecting with the right people, disengaging from the wrong ones, providing value, and showing up for these people that need your help. So if you have found value in this, please definitely give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you thought. What else would you like to know? If you have any questions, I'm here, I'm an open book, happy to help. And stick around, check it out. In the next week or so, I'll be posting part 3 of this, which is how to make that offer so that you can actually turn these people from complete strangers online to now buyers. So that is coming up next. And in the meantime, I hope you have fun, happy engaging, and I cannot wait to see what you create.